reducing the tax for things such as home heating and gasoline? If against, what alternatives would you offer? And if in favor, how would your party implement such a program?
Well, speaking of programs, libertarian governments are big on programs. Yes, there will be tax relief. Tax relief will come through reduction in government. It costs money to run a huge government, a monolithic government. It costs a lot of money. That's where the debt comes from. So, as we taper that back to give citizens their own responsibilities back, it will come in conjunction with the tax relief. You keep your own money. You spend as you see fit, as opposed to cycling it through a massive bureaucracy to get a service that is costly and inefficient. The most effective way.
That's time.
I'm done.
That's time. John?
On next.
Yeah.
So, the fall of 2008 was felt all around the world, and we felt it here in Ontario as well. Ontarians felt the crunch. And I think the only question at the end of the day is, are people doing better? Tim Hudak wants to fire 100,000 people. That's going to hurt countless Ontario families, threatening their economic security. A Kathleen Wynne government would bring a balanced, realistic plan to help you with your living costs today. We're looking at capping hospital parking fees, the full-day daycare that saved the average Ontarian $6,500 a year. We'll continue with it. We'll continue with the 30% off tuition grants. People need help. Our whole planet is felt the squeeze. We need help from Ontario too.
Thank you, John. Elaine?
Thank you. As to whether or not we'll reduce taxes, the simple answer is no. Governments at both levels for the last 5 years since the recession hit in 2008 have reduced taxes to no effect. Companies have stockpiled the wealth, they haven't reinvested it, it's sitting there, it's dead money, and that was a term used by Jim Flaherty and Mark Carney. What we will do, though, is respect your tax dollars, and we'll make them work better for you. For example, right now, municipalities get a share of the gas tax. Well, we intend to spread that, make it fairer, because rural municipalities, which have so much smaller a tax base, have a much huger network of roads that have to be maintained. So we have a fund over and above what's in the books to be done across the province, that we will widen 60 kilometers, additional kilometers of roadways in the province per year.
10 seconds.
And we will share the tax better.
And now the floor is open. Oh, sorry. I almost forgot you were here, Jim. Sorry about that. Jim, back to know.
Well, we've got a plan to get this province back working, and we've got to get it working. We're lagging behind the rest of the country. We've been below the national average for more than 7 years, and that just speaks to the policies we've seen with this Liberal government. They've driven up costs. We have to ease into getting the deficit under control. And I hear a lot of stories of people interpreting our plan, but we're talking about attrition levels, getting government back to where it should be, back in 2009, when I don't think anybody thought government was too big. Over the next 4 years, government will shrink by attrition by 350,000 people. We'll only hire back 250 and move it around. We'll get rid of some of the self-serving programs that this little government has started. I don't think anybody will be sorry to see the drive-through program going. And I don't think anybody will be sorry to see the College of Trade School. These are agencies that have driven up the cost of living in this province and the cost of doing business. So we're looking to make a difference, and it's going to take some moving into the economy so that we can ease in bringing our taxes and debt down.
And now we will open up the floor for debate.
I think it's unfortunate that people think that taxes are somehow a penalty and something to be avoided. Taxes are the price of a civilized society.
How many countries do we have to leave? There'll be nobody left here to pay taxes. We're looking at 300,000 manufacturing jobs gone. and they are our best paying jobs. We're looking at taking care of OPA. These are very over-the-top government agencies. We've got to reduce those by a third. We can't afford to run the government the way
Jim says nobody
straight
thought
line
government was too
from
big in
tax cuts.
2009. My grandfather thought it was too big in 1954.
Well, I mean, I don't think, we have to bring back government under control. We have to get spending. And you just look at the money we could save if we got rid of the scandals. You're talking billions and billions of dollars. $46 billion spent on green energy. We can't afford that. It's driving our business away.
Yeah, and I'm all for a war on scandal, believe me, we're there. But
Like, you've been supporting this government for three years.
Trying to,
That's the problem.
Look what we've
Killed the
accomplished
horse
in those
race
3 years.
Yes, look what you've accomplished. It's
So
unbelievable.
let's go back and use conservative math and talk about, you're talking about how during the Mike Harris campaign, you claimed
generated $1.2 million.
You claimed that the deficit was zero, and yet when the next government took over, you found out that we were $5 billion in the hole. Are we gonna go back to those days? We've seen the math.
Deceiving the population. They spent $3 billion in the last week of March on Mike Harris's budget. That's the way this government started, after promising they would never raise taxes and never run into a deficit. They broke those laws within months. And we're tired of the deception of this government. Because it is disruptive, it is.
I have to get in a plea that nobody would ever think that abolishing the College of Trades is a good idea. The working people of this province, the working people in construction and all the skilled trades need the protection of the college, and they also need the wage protection that the college provides them, as well as the
We all know what's
certification.
standing in the way of tradesmen and people who work. It's the
College of
government
trades.
itself.
So let's drive down the price of tradesmen until it's nothing, and then whenever we left off.
We have a
Regulated
great
by
college system that
expansion
trains
of
our
minors.
trades. We don't need a college of trades to sit there and take a list of names and charge them 2,000% more than they were paid before. That's just a tax.
And encourage youth by offering subsidies for them to come in and take advantage.
Everybody's
You
dealing
never
with a high
ask-
cost of living because the expansion of the money supply is driving up inflation.
You
They're
never-
being manipulated. at
They're
every
asked,
level.
it's the
And you never-
tradespeople themselves who are running the college.
And you never gave the tradespeople a chance to elect the people that run that college.
10
Handpicked
seconds.
by the government. I think it's time to get the government under control.
The fees are industry driven. End of story.
Thank you, everybody. We'll move on to